What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the 515 Sports Podcast. I'm Brock Bierman alongside, as always, with my boy Chase Winterboy. And man, Chase, you're looking all like suited up. Just got off work, obviously putting in the hours.
That's right,
at the
dude.
bank, man. Respect our bankers in the world.
Thank you, Brock. Appreciate it, man. What an intro. Gosh, thank you, dude. I feel so honored. Yeah.
I'm out here in a freaking short sleeve hoodie, and you're buttoned up, man.
Right, dude. You're up in Madrid Hoops, man. That's more important. Shout out
Yes,
Madrid
sir.
Hoops. Yeah, dude. Sorry, I just didn't have time to change, man. So we mean business tonight. We're gonna get straight to the point. So
I love it.
yeah,
I love it.
yeah. Interesting week this past week. In football, obviously it was the biggest week of the year, and of course, Brock and I didn't have time, so apologies everybody. But yeah, a lot of good games we can talk about for sure, though.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really need to talk about 2 weeks ago, obviously, just because it's past and I mean, everybody knows that Alabama lost to Vanderbilt, which I was in the production room at Iowa State and Hilton Coliseum when that was going on. It was great because we got to show, I think, the last knee of the game on the video board, but we didn't get to show the field rush, which sucked. But I got to watch it because I was in the production room, so I still got to see it, and that was great. But that week was crazy. Arkansas beat Tennessee. Cal got lucky. I mean, Miami got lucky against Cal. Washington proved that there was a reason they were the favorites against Michigan, obviously. Minnesota beat USC. It was just a crazy week for college football. And, I mean, this past week, I don't know if it was as crazy, but there were some really, really good games on the schedule and really good games on the scoreboard when all was said and done.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, Bama almost lost again, dude. Right after I was hyping them up, man, they just were wanting to make me sound like an idiot. But yeah, that game was great. I really enjoyed I know obviously Iowa State was playing at the time, but I really enjoyed that LSU Ole Miss game. I don't know if you saw
that was a fun game.
That was a very fun game too. Yeah. And then I don't know if I'm setting you up too early, but the nightcap of the slate with the Colorado Buffaloes and Kansas State Wildcats, I know Brock would love to talk about.
We'll get back to that game in a little bit. Let's kind of just highlight some of the big games or big news from the past week in college football. Utah, Cam Rising is pretty much out for the rest of the year from the sounds of it. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know if it's actually been confirmed if he's out, but everything I've seen makes it sound like he's not going to be back this season for the Utes, which means he's eligible for an 8th year if he wants to come back.
I really hope not. I really hope not, Brock.
I mean, come on. You don't want to see someone throw for 209 yards and 3 interceptions against Arizona State?
Did you watch that game?
I did not get the chance to watch that game.
It was really hard to watch, man. It was like watching like a 50-year-old man. Like it was tough. Like you could just tell he was short on like every pass, man. Like it was a hard watch. It really, unless you obviously it was a good hate watch if you were hating on Utah. So that was fun. But yeah, it was tough to watch that guy play, man. He needs to give it up.
Yeah, dude, job. Go get a job. It's okay.
Put the fries in the bag. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Go sell insurance. Go do whatever you need to do. Like,
yeah, man, it's time.
It's time to hang it up. And the more you play, the more you get injured, it seems like. You're made of glass at this point.
You are. Yeah. He's like the guy from SpongeBob who's made of glass. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but yes.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Also, yeah, if you haven't got a Krabby Patty meal, this is kind of random. Go out there and go get one, man. It's pretty good. That was a random promotion there. I promise Wendy's is not paying us, but yeah, no, it's just sad. Him and Alan Bowman, man, both those guys. Just
did you see, assuming because you watched the game, did you see their Arizona State's coach after the game?
Yeah, the interview, that was great.
I'm going to see if I can pull it up here.
I love that guy.
YouTube might take us down for this, but it's all right.
It's all right, man.
It's worth it for this video.
It's a good run. Yeah.
But
you're an alum. When you look around and you see this moment, what's it like for you?
It's kind of crazy. I was one of these guys. I was doing this.
This guy was absolutely going crazy, and he's an alum of Arizona State. This was one of the best post-game interviews in the middle of a field rush I've ever seen. He was just like, nah, I'm one of the boys tonight. I'm going to hang out in the student section with the guys that just rushed the field. Arizona State comes out with a big win against at the time 16th ranked Utah. 27-19 was the final score of that one. Arizona State, I think if I remember right, they were picked either dead last or one of the last spots in the Big 12 heading into the year. They're 5-1 and 2-1 in Big 12 play.
Dude, yeah, I think they were like picked literally last. And dude, yeah, obviously they're running that. I always say his name wrong, the Skatabo or whatever. Everyone knows. Dude, yeah, that guy is. I don't know if you saw his like 50-yard run, but dude, that kind of got me hyped. Yeah, he's really fun to watch. I think actually too, I saw he has like, or he's first in the nation in like tackles broken, and then obviously my boy Ashton Genty's right behind him. But yeah, he's a fun player to watch along with my boy Ashton for sure.
There were a lot of other great games that went on. Obviously, you mentioned Alabama and South Carolina. Dude, Sellers for South Carolina does look like he's going to be something in the near future if he can actually get a good roster built around him on the offensive side. 238 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Had 19 yards on the ground, which I think is actually kind of a down game from him in terms of what he likes to do as a mobile quarterback. Jalen Milroe, 209 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Alabama, I'm not going to lie, just looks really shaky right now. And they go into a game against Tennessee, which we'll talk about later on, at Tennessee. And we remember the last time Tennessee and Alabama played each other in Tennessee territory. It was one of the better environments that I've seen in college football in recent memory. But man, the Gamecocks got so close, and the thing that sucked the most is that the one play that like only happens 3% of the time happened, and that was the onside kick recovery, and they did absolutely nothing. I think they lost yards on that drive.
I think so. Yeah, it is depressing. They're like, oh my gosh, they're actually gonna do it, and then that last pick, dude, was just sad.
That was
really hard to watch. Yeah. It's like, I don't know.
I was watching that game with Sarah and her sister, and both of them at the same time yelled at the top of their lungs as he threw it, "Why would you throw that?" And they knew right away. So I was like, obviously there's a defender down there if they're yelling that already. But man, that was just a rough ending for South Carolina. 2 times this year, they've had heartbreaking losses against 2 premier programs in college football.
Yeah. It reminds me of Nebraska a couple years ago, just losing a bunch of one-score games.
The best 3-win team of all time.
3-win team of all time. Yep. Just I can't get it done on one-score games, but
Penn State came out with an overtime win against USC. I think it's only the second win where a team in the Big Ten that has to travel 2 time zones came out with a victory. I think they're now like 2-10, 2-11 or something like that, which is honestly a crazy stat to think about. But Penn State beating an unranked USC team who a lot of people, I think, have started to realize is a little bit on the overrated side of things. What are your thoughts? Not necessarily, well, I guess I want to get your thoughts on both teams because Penn State is 6-0, but they had a very iffy game against USC, only winning by 3, obviously, in overtime. And then there's USC, huge win to start the year against LSU, and then has losses against Minnesota, Michigan, and Penn State. Is there a cause for concern with this USC program, or is it just kind of a down year for them and they'll probably bounce back in a year or 2?
Yeah. Good question, Brock. So, start off with Penn State. Like, I don't know. I've seen them play a couple of games. So I haven't seen a whole lot, so I won't be out here acting like I know what I'm talking about. But I don't know. I think they're an okay team. I'm not really impressed with like their wide receiving core, to be honest. It's mostly just that Tyler Warren guy. I think that's his name. I'm pretty sure.
224 yards receiving last week.
That was a freak. Yeah, he's basically like the Taysom Hill of like college football right now. That guy is.
What are you talking about, Travis Hunter?
I thought we were getting to that later, man.
Okay,
really?
Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, no, dude, yeah, he's pretty fun to watch. He's awesome, but I don't know. I'm not really sold on Penn State. I know they're 6-0. Okay, I know, but I don't know. Just from like what I've seen, like I don't know. I'm not completely sold. Obviously, the good team and stuff, but I'm really looking forward to that Ohio State game. I don't know when that is. I know it's coming up, but I'm looking forward to that game. I think that'll be their biggest test, obviously, and maybe they will prove me wrong, but. Yeah, they're solid. And then USC, Brock, I don't know. Like, I think they should be a lot better than what their record is for sure. I don't know. I really liked getting rid of Alex Grinch last year, and I still think the defense is better, but I want to say though, like, and like I said, like I haven't obviously been paying so close attention to the USC, but I think they do have a little bit of injuries. If I might be wrong though. So I think that hurts a little bit. And honestly, dude, they probably actually should have won this past weekend. I mean, they were right in there. And yeah, I mean, I think there's a couple of times too on Penn State's, was it last drive or second to last drive where like, I think they gave up like 3 fourth down conversions. Like, and you're just right there, man. You just got to get it done. But I don't know. I think USC probably is just going to have a down year at this point. I think, yeah, it's just kind of, I don't know. After the start, I just kind of have a hard time seeing them kind of bounce back. There's just a lot of noise, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Do you think this is the year for Penn State then to like actually get over that hump?
Until I see it, Brock, no.
They got Ohio State in a couple weeks, at Wisconsin this weekend, hosting Ohio State, but they don't have Michigan. So the two teams that they normally trip up against, they don't have one of them. So who knows what's going to happen? I assume College Game Day will probably be at that game in Penn State versus Ohio State, assuming Ohio State doesn't lose another game.
True.
But we'll see. I mean, like you said, I'll believe it when I see it kind of situation.
Yeah,
with Penn State.
Yep.
But speaking of Ohio State, they drop a nail biter against Oregon. 32-31 was the final score. Dylan Gabriel rallies the troops. Gets the win for the Ducks. He finished with 341 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 32 yards on the ground, and 1 rushing touchdown as well. Will Howard, 326 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and 13 rushing yards, also had a rushing touchdown. This was an amazing game, a fun game to watch. What did you think about both teams? Do you think Oregon has established themselves as the number 1 team, or is in the Big Ten specifically, or has Penn State, or even maybe Ohio State, just because this was one game, still up there in the conversation?
Yeah, for sure. So it was kind of nice, dude. Had the little 3 TV setup going Saturday night, so we actually did get to watch a good amount of this game. I think honestly, dude, I still think Ohio State's a really good team. It's just unfortunate, and only I can make this joke because I'm a Cowboys fan. It's just unfortunate Will Howard decided to be Dak Prescott. No one else can make that joke, okay? But yeah, I don't know. I still think Ohio State's really good. And I don't know, Oregon's obviously really good too. I just would like to see this game like maybe at a neutral site, or like at Ohio Stadium. So I don't know. I think both of these teams, honestly, Brock, I know a lot of people have been saying it too, but I still think that they're the best 2 teams in the Big Ten.
I think you can make an argument they're the 2 best teams in the country.
Really? Over Texas?
Oklahoma's not good.
I know, but an
outlier. But like, I'm not saying Texas isn't number 1, but like, I think you can still make an argument that Texas isn't the clear-cut number 1 team anymore.
Okay, really? All right. That is fair. That is very fair. Yeah, I don't know. They're still obviously both great teams to me, though. So I know, obviously, if you're an Ohio State fan, that one hurts. But I honestly think they went out, Brock. Maybe this will be on Cold Takes Exposed, but I don't know. I still think both these teams are really good. So
yeah, I think Oregon has proven that they're the real deal this year. Maybe kind of sucks, though, because I thought Bo Nix is kind of a better quarterback for them, but Dylan Gabriel hasn't had a terrible year whatsoever. I think he only 3 interceptions on the year, almost 2,000 passing yards if he gets like 250 in this next game for the Ducks already on the year. So we'll see where they go. Ohio State ain't going anywhere. They play Penn State, so getting that win at Penn State would be a almost automatic bid to the Big Ten championship game and probably the college football playoff game, because I think a 2-loss Ohio State team would get in over a lot of other teams, just given their resume as well as who they are as a program.
Yeah.
Other games that went on, we talked a little bit about LSU and Ole Miss. Was a very great game, close game. I'm not going to lie. I was happy I was awake when the latter half of the game. I kept going in and out of sleep on the
Brock was out of it.
I was dead tired. That and then the K-State game, man.
Yeah,
we
that
were
was
on,
late.
we were just falling asleep, waking up, falling asleep,
Falling
waking
asleep,
up.
waking
That's
up,
all. That's all it was. That on Saturday night.
Yeah.
The reason I went to bed, I didn't even finish the Colorado game because we were like,
Really?
I got up and I was like, okay, I'll watch the ending of this, and then there was nothing but injuries for like 5 straight minutes, and I was like, that's it, I'm going to bed.
I'm going to bed. Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
And
that game finished really late from what I
yeah,
remember.
but LSU 29, Ole Miss 26. I feel like this is going to eliminate Ole Miss from playoff contention because they got Georgia coming up, and I'm not going to lie, I think Georgia's probably the better team, and that's not necessarily a stretch. Yeah, on paper they will probably win by 10 plus points, I'm assuming. So unfortunate, especially when you look at the Heisman race, because Jackson Dart, in my opinion, has been one of the best, if not the best quarterback in the college football world, depending on the weekend. Obviously, I feel like this year you don't really have a clear-cut favorite for the quarterback side of things in terms of the Heisman, but winning matters in the Heisman race. So you need to be able to get those wins. But credit to Nussmeier for clutching up for the LSU Tigers, 337 yards. He did have 2 interceptions, but 3 touchdowns through the air. So LSU 5-1. A lot of people after that USC game were already, I don't know if they were hitting the panic button, but they're like, oh, if we're going to lose week 1, this is going to be a long year for the Tigers. But 5-1, 2-0 in conference play, and a big win against Ole Miss.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I don't know. I still think both those teams are very good teams. It's just, the top of the SEC is just crazy, man. But yeah, I don't know. I think this LSU team, very solid still. I really like that wide receiver, like Kyron Lacey. Yeah, he's. I don't know what year he is though. I don't know if you know, but
I do not.
Yeah, he's very good. I like watching him play. But yeah, obviously, yeah. Unfortunate. I'm sorry, Brock. I know you're kind of an Ole Miss guy, yourself. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, Ole Miss and the Cox let me down this week.
Yeah, it's okay though. The 6-0 clones though.
6-0 clones. Yeah.
Great.
Let's talk about that game, and then we'll get into really the game that we probably want to talk about the most.
Okay.
Iowa State 28, West Virginia 16. I felt like a lot of people were on West Virginia. I could be wrong. I don't know where the Sharps were on this game.
Yeah, I think they're on West Virginia.
And fair respect. It's a night game.
Yeah.
Iowa State's on a high. Just recipe for a trap game against a really good mobile quarterback in Garrett Green. He was actually fun to watch. I'm not going to lie, when he was able to get out of the pocket. He's probably one of the more underappreciated quarterbacks in the Big 12. But you want to talk about underappreciated quarterbacks. Rocco Beck, man, 265 yards through the air, 1 touchdown, along with some great quarterback draws and just out of nowhere. I haven't seen that basically all year.
Yes, agreed.
And this Iowa State team, who basically has no linebackers at this point, I'm pretty sure some players are playing out of position just to have linebackers.
Probably.
And it's just they're 6-0 on the best start since 1938, which I think was 4 years after Prohibition was reversed.
That's crazy.
Just to give you an idea of how long ago that was, I don't even think my grandparents were born yet. So,
sheesh.
It was a while ago.
It was a while back. Yes. Yeah.
And so, credit to the Cyclones. Matt Campbell and company have had an unbelievable year. They have a very favorable schedule now to potentially run the table. Obviously, that K-State game in Utah, even though it's at Utah and Cam Rising is hurt, it's still at Utah. That's going to be a difficult game one way or another. And Texas Tech is still, I think they're still undefeated in conference play too. So it's not a cakewalk, but on paper, Iowa State has a really good chance of going 12-0.
For sure. Yep, I would agree, Brock. Yeah, I still, like you mentioned, I know Utah's kind of been struggling, but that game's still not going to be easy at Utah. Who knows? Maybe it'll be under the lights too. That's never going to be easy, but yeah, I'm really impressed. Yeah, with this win this past weekend, I, to be honest, was pretty nervous as well.
This is where, when we were talking about the season, this is where I had our first loss.
Yeah, so I'm very impressed. Shout out Carson Hansen, baby. Just a young Christian McCaffrey looking like out there. Almost 100 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns.
I think I get the comparison to Christian McCaffrey. Part of me thinks it's just because he's
what, Brock?
Because
because
He's a skillful running back.
Yes, there you go.
But honestly, I'm not gonna lie, he reminds me a lot of what the Detroit Lions used David Montgomery for.
Yeah,
If
I would
it's
agree.
inside the 20 or inside the 10, if you give the ball to Carson Hansen at least 4 of those 4 to 6 or 7 plays, depending on where you're at in the red zone, you're probably going to score a touchdown. That's pretty much what he's established in the last couple games.
Yes, yeah, and I don't know. I feel like I thought the announcers maybe mentioned it. But also, dude, that like what's his name, Tim Brando, dude. He was kind of getting on my nerves there a little bit. A side note.
Are you talking about the broadcast?
Yeah,
we muted it and we
Yeah.
turned on John Walters. We
I
listened
don't
to the
blame you.
radio.
I really
I
don't
think
blame
we're
you.
going to be doing that from now on when we watch games.
Yeah, yeah. Mom and I about did that too. But yeah, anywho, dude, he just gets to like the secondary so fast. So like next thing you know, like he's already at the linebackers, and next thing you know, like he's already scoring a touchdown. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't just like he's like sneaky fast, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but like he
He's
just
David Montgomery, dude.
he is. He literally is. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like a gem too for us. Like this guy, wasn't he a walk-on, or is he still a walk-on?
I'm not 100% sure really on the current
Oh yeah.
scholarship situation, but he's
Yeah.
been a blessing for the Cyclone team. What's
Yes.
crazy about it is like we still have a really good running back that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
And it's because I don't think they're wanting to use they want to use his red shirt this year.
Yeah.
Dylan Lee, I feel like is going to be a really
He's
good
gonna
running
be
back
good.
for Iowa State.
Yep.
And everything I've been told is shaping up to be next year's going to be fun. If he's, of course, depending on the NIL era of college football.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know
Drop
the
with the
insights
insider
on that.
sources.
I don't
All
have any
right.
insight. I just know that I'm preparing for a very interesting offseason as an Iowa State fan, just because, we were able to keep a lot of the starters from last year. But now that they're 6-0, I feel like the prices for some of these players are going to just go up. So that kind of scares me.
Yeah.
I trust obviously Matt Campbell and everything and everybody in that program, but money talks with certain situations. So and I've never been offered that type of money. I don't know if I would just take that money. Someone's walking up with a check with 7 figures, 6 to 7 figures on it. It's kind of hard to say no. So we'll see what happens. But credit to this Iowa State team. I feel like they're going to keep rolling. Of course, you can't just assume that they're going to keep winning because their history and everything.
Being an Iowa State fan, yeah.
Like this Central Michigan, I'm cautiously Central Florida. I am
Central Florida, yes.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I know.
Weekend. So, credit to them on a big win. Rocco keeps cooking. It was great to see him get a win on the day that his dad gets inducted into the West Virginia Hall of Fame. Credit to West Virginia for stealing the idea of not using any of your school colors in your jerseys. I think that's a great idea. I don't know if you asked us for permission or anything, but that's all right.
But thank you for including that, Brock.
I just had
that was great, man. That was great. Great touch.
All right, now you're gonna have to fill me in on this game because this game, I kind of just watched highlights and I was in and out of sleep. Obviously, like I told you earlier, K-State comes out with a win, 31-28 against the Colorado Buffaloes. All I saw was. I must have been waking up at the same moment every time. Avery Johnson kept going in and out of the locker room, in and out. Man, whoever the camera guy that had to do that, credit to you for sticking on Avery Johnson the whole entire time.
Amen, dude. The camera guys need more praise, to be honest.
Amen.
They really do. They do.
Shout out the camera guys. But what were your thoughts on this game? Was it more of Colorado failing to win a big one, or was it K-State kind of establishing themselves as the second or third best team in the Big 12?
I think both, to be honest. Because I really felt like there's like a moment there where it was almost the pick 6 that Avery Johnson threw, and then someone tackled him. But basically at that moment, like Colorado obviously had all the momentum in the world, and like they finally got the offense to start clicking. But like, I don't know, dude. I'm still like, I think the Colorado defense is a lot better than last year. I still don't think it's great though. I don't know. Colorado's a solid team, dude, but I just think their defense, like, in order for them to take the next step, dude, like, I still think they got to have a better defense, in my opinion. Also, obviously, I think it's sad to say, but obviously being an Iowa State guy, I think Kansas State is pretty legit. I think they're a top 3 team in the Big 12 for sure. But yeah, with that being said, honestly, I think both teams, or like Colorado kind of shot themselves in the foot, to be honest. Like they had a chance to kind of shut it down there. And then Kansas State's offense just kind of kept rolling. But I don't know. It's just kind of hard to describe.
Does Colorado get the pass for Travis Hunter getting hurt?
I know I mentioned that before the show. No, they don't. I don't know. I still thought they could have pulled it out, man. Then they just didn't. Especially, dude, you had all the momentum. Nike at home, man. Like against a ranked team, you got to get that done, you know. And I don't know. Defense just kind of sold them there. So I don't know. Those are just my thoughts.
Did you see any of the quotes from Travis Hunter on this podcast that's kind of going viral that came out today?
No.
So he said he was talking about the Heisman candidate trophy, the Heisman Trophy, and the running for it. He said, and I quote, "I mean, y'all see Ashton Genty. It's not like we haven't seen a running back that's good. We haven't seen a player that plays both ways, and I'm going to keep saying that."
Wait, so he said that?
Yes.
Oh, wow. And your feelings, Brock?
Can we stop with this Colorado crap? Like, okay, first of all, Travis Hunter, great comment. Y'all acting like Charles Woodson wasn't a player.
Yeah.
And then what Ashton Genty is doing, and credit to you for being on this guy before the season started. Here, let me see if I can pull up this video that Fox Sports tweets out pretty much every week this season because of how good Ashton Genty is doing.
Yes.
Here is the game-by-game numbers of Ashton Genty versus Barry Sanders when Barry Sanders broke the single-season rushing yard record. Ashton Genty is ahead of where Barry Sanders was at this point in his season that he broke that record.
Yeah.
And we're just
incredible.
And yeah, he's a good running back. What's wrong with being a good running back? Just because we haven't seen something before, which we have, by the way, we have seen so many players that have tried to do both ways and make it work. And I'm sorry, it just doesn't. It doesn't. At some point, it catches up to you. And guess who got hurt this weekend?
Who?
Travis Hunter.
Really?
I'm telling you, Jabril Peppers at Michigan was a Heisman candidate. I think he got hurt at some point in that season. It's not the first time we have actually seen a player like that. Cry me a river, dude. Just because no one's giving you the attention. If anything, everybody's giving you the attention before the season even started. And Ashton Genty is just proving that he was someone that no one really talked about except for Chase.
Hey, thanks, Brock. Wow. Thanks for the shout out, man. Yeah.
So I have officially put my hat into and I'm jumping on the bandwagon of the Ashton Genty for Heisman. I will not be rooting for anybody else to win Heisman just so Travis Hunter can be upset. I am done with Colorado. Anything that they do better be bad for them. I hope they lose every game. I just can't stand them anymore. Everything just keeps adding up every single time, and it's just annoying. What Genty is doing is something we haven't seen since, what was that, 1988 when Barry Sanders set that record?
Yes. Dude, thank you, Brock. Yeah, we need to. I'm glad. Welcome aboard, my friend. Welcome aboard. But yeah, literally look at these numbers. And yes, I get he plays in the Mountain West and probably not against teams, like the SEC every week. Yes, I get it. But still, man, like if you watch the film of this guy, it is just flat out ridiculous. Like I know I showed it, I think a couple of weeks ago, just him just making everyone look silly. But I mean, seriously, if you watch this guy, it is just it's truly incredible, man. I'm running out of words to say about Ashton Genty, but I mean, just look at this graphic that Brock has too. Oh yeah, thank you, Brock. Roll the clip, man. I know it's from a couple weeks ago, but like,
it's just so impressive what he's been able to do for Boise State.
It is, dude. And I'm tired too of this Heisman, like just being a quarterback trophy too, man. I really am. So I would love to see Ashton Genty win it.
And we talked about wins matter.
Yeah, true.
It doesn't matter what conference it is. Dude, it really does not.
Like I mentioned too, yeah, Boise State is a great football team, dude. When's that game against UNLV too? Is that next weekend?
I'll have to look, but I think you're right. But I think I saw something where the winner of the Big 12 might not get a top 4 seed because Boise State may have a better resume depending on the situation.
Oh, shoot.
Because I think the top 4 seeds aren't based off of just automatic bids.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that.
At least that's what I've been told in a couple of podcasts that I've been listening to. So
Oh,
Boise State hypothetically could have a very good seed in the
wow.
college football playoffs if they keep rolling the way that they are. And I mean, there's no one that I feel like is going to stop them at this point, especially after UNLV dropped the ball last weekend. But if they're
That
undefeated,
is
they
true.
get a really good seed in the college football playoff. I don't know why you can't give the award to Genty, especially if he
For
breaks
real.
Barry Sanders' record. Like, come on,
You
you have
have
to
to.
give it.
You have to. Yes.
If
Yes.
you
Thank you,
don't,
bro.
then get rid of the Heisman Trophy. It's a waste
Yeah.
of time at that point.
It's just, yeah. Yep. Well said, buddy. Wow, that just made my week. Thank
All
you.
right. Next thing I wanted to ask you about, we talked about the USC game a little bit. Did you
Yep.
see the video that's kind of going viral about USC football?
Possibly. I don't know if we're thinking about the same thing, but before you show it, is it about the fans running on the field?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I have seen this. Yes.
Okay.
That is
So
crazy.
for those that are watching our stream, here's the
Yeah.
video of USC running out. And as this video is going on, USC has a thing where you can pay $1,400 to
Yeah.
$1,800 and you get to run out with the team. And this man, as you see on the video here, paid the price.
Yeah.
The thing is, USC didn't establish a rule of what you have to be wearing. So this
True.
man out here running with a bunch of USC fans in Penn State gear.
That's awesome.
This is one of the best troll moves I've ever seen in college football.
That's great.
One of the just the only person. Like, imagine if Kinnick did that and someone like ran out with a black Iowa State jersey on, not just
Yeah.
any Iowa State jersey, a black Iowa State jersey. Iowa
Yeah.
fans would absolutely lose it. So the fact that this Penn State fan paid for it, this might have been one of the best investments he's ever made because
Dude,
this is
seriously.
amazing.
That is incredible. I've never watched like the full video of this. I only watched the beginning. That's awesome.
USC, I think, has since made a rule that you have to wear USC gear when running out, but
Oh, I'm
this
sure.
is just one of the best videos of all time that we had to show.
Had to show.
Because this is just an amazing troll move. Shout out whoever did that.
Shout out that guy. Money well spent, buddy. Money well spent.
Do you want to get into a little bit of college hoops talk before we get into our games of the week?
Yeah, you don't have to ask me twice, buddy. I would love to.
Well, we're getting closer and closer to college football getting to the playoff side of things, which always means college basketball is right around the corner.
Oh yeah.
They just released their AP preseason poll for the first time, or at least I guess the preseason poll heading into the season. Some notable things: 3 out of the top 5 teams in the AP poll are from the Big 12. Those teams being Kansas at number 1, Houston at number 4, and Iowa State at number 5. I think they have, was it 5 teams in the top 10?
Yes, I think that's what I saw. Yep.
Which is unbelievable. The Big 12 is just showing, that they are the conference for college basketball. They're the number 1 conference in terms of college hoops. And so, what were your thoughts on the overall rankings? At first I was shocked that Kansas was ranked number 1, but then I remember who they have coming back.
Yeah,
and
they're
then
pretty
it
loaded.
didn't really shock me as much. Good Lord, how many seasons does Hunter Dickinson have left in his eligibility?
Oh, Perry Ellis? Question mark?
No. But the thing is like I swear Perry Ellis only the as much crap as we gave Perry Ellis, I swear he only played 4 years.
Yeah, I know. He was so good, man. I would agree with Kansas being 1. To be honest, dude, that team is loaded, man. There's, I mean, if I had to pick a champion right now, I probably would go Kansas. To be honest, that team is seriously so stacked. But I would agree with that. It's kind of crazy seeing Bama at 2, dude. Just like growing up,
weird to me.
Really, yeah.
Alabama being good at basketball is just weird.
It is weird, yeah. Shout out Nate Oates though, dude. What he's doing down there, man. I like the guy a lot. And I know they got Mark Sears back, and I still have yet to kind of preview a lot of stuff. I've been in slacking, but I think they're gonna be very solid though, especially returning Mark Sears. I agree with the UConn, dude. UConn should be good as always. I don't know if I'm a big Dan Hurley guy anymore after the whole Lakers situation, but it is what it is. But yeah, I know they are bringing in that guy from St. Mary's,
Yep.
Aiden Mahaney.
Aiden Mahaney.
Yes, yep. So I'm kind of curious to see how he'll look on that team, but they should be good. I know they got Carabin back. Houston, obviously, dude, they're always gonna be good. Top 5 clones, you know what it is. Brock, do you want to roll the clip, buddy?
Yeah, we might as well show these
I think
now.
it's appropriate to roll the clip.
Let's see if I can advance it a little bit to what we want to see specifically. I mean,
Oh,
the
yeah, you're
highlights
good.
are great, but like we only have like one thing that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
We talked about this on the Sports Nerds podcast. Iowa State comes out with these new unis. Do you know, are these the official home unis?
I do not know that much. Sorry about spoiled it a couple weeks ago, whenever that was. So
That was great.
that was way back.
I sent, for those that don't know, Chase like almost spilt the beans, but not really.
Yeah.
About these jerseys.
My bad.
A couple weeks ago, Iowa State knew at least home jerseys. I don't think they would wear them on the road ever, unless some team chooses to wear their alternates or whatever. White jerseys, red font with gold trim around them, gold stroke, I guess it would be called, and then the old style stripes on the sides and the collar. These are so clean, and the best part about it, man, is the sigh on the shorts.
Dude, I know. I need to find a way to get a pair of those shorts, dude. Those are incredible.
I'll pay a lot of money for those.
I'll pay $1,400 for those shorts, just like the Penn State guy. But yeah, very clean. I don't know though, Brock, if they're gonna be like just like worn a couple times, or if they're I don't know that answer though. So
if they're worn all the time, man, people
I'm fine though with it.
Yeah, those are the best jerseys. Never change them. That's basically where I'm at with those. Other teams that I wanted to talk about. Are you high on Duke, man? Obviously, they got the #1 overall recruit in Cooper Flagg, and I think he's the highest. Like, he's going to be the favorite for the #1 overall pick heading into next year for the NBA draft. So, are you high on them? Honestly, I'm not going to lie, dude. Since Krzyzewski has left, it feels different watching Duke. It's like they go into big games, but you're not expecting them to win every time. Like Duke, they can be underdogs by 10 points. With Krzyzewski, you're automatically thinking they're going to somehow win.
Yes. Dude, yeah. Okay, so I actually kind of am pretty high on them this year. I'm with you, though, on that point. But I don't know. I really, dude, I am excited to see Cooper Flagg, bro. This guy is going to be like, he's basically going to be like Zion, but honestly, I think better.
Hey, Brooklyn, you want to make a trade with the Celtics again?
No, please, God, no. God, no. Please, no. But yeah, dude, I am very excited for this guy, dude. I mean, he was torching some of the U.S. Like the U.S. men's team, bro. I mean, he's gonna be legit. Honestly, dude, kind of the addition that I kind of sneakily like. I know Brock doesn't like Purdue. Is I kind of like them bringing in Mason Gillis, to be honest. I don't think he's gonna start, but I kind of like the veteran presence from him off the bench. I think that's going to be kind of a nice little key piece for them. Still got Proctor and Foster. And I don't know, to me personally, I'm not a huge Jeremy Roach guy. I think he's solid. Obviously, I know a lot of Duke fans liked him, but I think it might be better that he's gone now. Actually transferred to Baylor, by the way. We can talk about Baylor too if you want, but yeah, I know. But yeah, I don't know, man. I am actually pretty high on the Blue Devils this year. So I don't know. But like I said, though, how far can like a freshman lead you? We'll see. So
for sure. I wanted to get your thoughts as well on this team just because of the storylines that head into this. And you look at the players that they were able to acquire throughout the offseason. Arkansas has a new head coach in John Calipari. They come into the preseason AP poll ranked 16, and 2 of their projected starters are Kentucky players that Calipari coached last year. Neither one of them averaged over 10 points a game. Are you in on Arkansas having a good year under Calipari, or do you think it's going to take a year of development for the program to get off the ground?
Yes. So as of right now, Brock, I'm not. I don't know what your thoughts are. I think they're going to be solid for sure. I think my thing is, though, is like I would not be surprised, dude, if you kind of see a slow start with this team just because the amount of transfers that they brought in. Not everyone can be TJ Otzelberger and just No, sorry, I had to throw that in there. But like seriously, there's so many new guys to bring in. I think the one guy for me I'm kind of interested to see is John L. Davis from FAU. I am really curious to see how he's going to be on this team. Obviously, he kind of fit in at FAU well. He knew their system and stuff. How is he going to come in with this new system that Calipari has, especially with all these other guys too? And how's that going to work? I think I could maybe see kind of like a Calipari team, like at the end of the year, they kind of get it together. But yeah, right now, Brock, I'm not really sold yet. I think it might take Calipari maybe a year or two. Obviously, that sounds weird saying because of how kind of like good of a coach he is, but I don't know. I don't know. Right now, I'm out, but we'll see.
Well, going from the team that he's currently coaching to the team that he coached last year, Mark Pope and the Kentucky Wildcats are ranked 23 in the AP poll. Their projected starters are all transfers.
Yeah.
Are you in on Kentucky? Are you in on Mark Pope being able to bring Kentucky back to being a blue blood?
Yeah. God, dude, that's a good question. How about I ask you, Brock? What do you think, man? I want to hear your thoughts.
Well, for me, Kentucky fans are like the University of Nebraska, where they have too much expectations into everything, no matter what happens. And the thing I do like, though, that Mark Pope did that Calipari seemed to refuse to do is he worked in the portal. He got some guys through the portal. Lamont Butler from San Diego State, Andrew Carr from Wake Forest, obviously got Jackson Robinson from BYU, and then he's got some other good guys. And so
Colby Bray, really good Dayton player, by the way. I'll throw that in there.
Anybody with some form of spelling of Kobe, I'll take.
Yes. Yep.
But I'm in on Kentucky being at least competitive this year. I don't think they'll be an SEC championship contender. I think they'll be around the mid-level, like 4 to 6 range, I guess. And maybe, though, because we've seen this with teams that have transfers and teams with players that have played a lot of basketball, it doesn't really matter who you're playing with. It's how long you've been playing that really shows in the postseason. So I actually think Kentucky could potentially be, again, 4 or 5 in the regular season for the SEC, but potentially makes a deep run in the NCAA tournament this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I personally, bro, I don't know if I have any thoughts on this team. I do kind of like what they brought in. I don't know if like I'm sold yet or if I'm not sold. Like you mentioned though, Lamont Butler, I really do like that piece. I think a guy I'm kind of curious about, and I know Kentucky's had really good bigs in the past, is Amari Williams from where is it from? Oh my gosh. Dude, I literally was just gonna say it. Oh my gosh, Brock. This is embarrassing. I'm literally a mid-major guy.
I'm looking. One sec.
Are you serious, Chase? No way, I just did this.
Drexel.
Thank you. Wow, that was really embarrassing. But yeah, I've obviously seen him play a few times because I love mid-major hoops. Dude, he's really good defensive player too. So I kind of like what he brings to this team because I don't know, I feel like just like teams that Mark Pope's had at BYU, like they're just really good offensively. So I kind of like that he's attacking like the defensive route too, making it like an all-around team. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that this team could be pretty good. Also, I'm just kind of looking at the roster now, dude. I didn't realize they brought in that Otega Owe guy from Oklahoma too. I think he's kind of solid. So
they hit the portal, man. That's what Calipari, I feel like, refused to do, or at least utilize it as much as everybody else. Do you think Arizona's worth the top 10 ranking? I feel like they always are setting up for disappointment, talking about programs that kind of underperform every year. I mean, I've picked them so many times to win the title, and they never do. I think last year I did it again, and they, if I remember correctly, and they ended up screwing me over in my bracket. So
I tried to warn you, Brock.
Oh, I think I put them in the Sweet 16. I can't remember I didn't have them winning the title. I just remember them putting it a little farther than I probably should have. But do you think Arizona's worthy of the top 10 ranking?
So I don't know, because I was actually looking at this one the other night. I was checking out their team, and dude, I want it to be clear that I'm the biggest Caleb Love hater out there, dude. This guy is such a fraud, bro. I literally cannot stand this guy. I think he's so overrated. Yeah, he's good, but like he gets way too much love, man. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Caleb Love gets too much love. I'm a hater, but I don't know. They got an okay team. I don't really know if I like the Kylan Boswell, like transferring out to Illinois. I think that might hurt him a little bit. My thing, Brock, and like I'm just not educated enough, is these guys always bring in so many foreign guys that like I just don't really know much about them. So that's kind of my stance on Arizona. Is like I just don't really know like what these guys. I just haven't seen the foreign guys play, so I don't know. That's just my kind of thoughts. I don't know what you think though.
I mean, it doesn't matter what I think. They always end up doing either the opposite or exactly what they never do exactly what I think they're going to do. So,
yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about with the college basketball game before we get into our games of the week?
Yeah. I probably shouldn't. Yeah, I probably should save this for a different time. Because I would love to talk like for a couple hours about college hoops, but I probably shouldn't. So we
Okay,
can go games of the week.
Let's get into our games of the week. We got a great slate of college football games that we're going to get into here. Nebraska travels to undefeated Indiana.
That's
And we were
crazy
just
stuff.
talking about college basketball. This is not college basketball. We're talking college football now.
Yes. Undefeated Indiana.
Big game in terms of the Big Ten as a whole and just rankings as a whole as well, because Nebraska only has one loss, but they're unranked right now, which is kind of interesting to think about. So we'll see what we got there. Bama travels to Tennessee. We talked about this earlier, the last time that Alabama traveled to Knoxville. It was a fun night for the Tennessee Volunteers, and we'll see if they are going to be able to repeat. Then we got pretty much an old-fashioned Big Ten game. Michigan travels to Illinois. Illinois 5-1, Michigan 4-2. Enough said. Really don't have anything else to talk about with that game.
Yep,
Georgia and Texas. This game is going to be really good. I feel like this is going to be a potential game of the year.
Yeah.
Georgia, obviously, with one loss, and that loss coming to Alabama, who has since lost as well to Vanderbilt a couple weeks ago. And then you have Texas, who was undefeated, coming off of a week where they just absolutely spanked their rival in Oklahoma. But I think that's more of Oklahoma being bad than Texas being really good. I do think Texas is really good, though, but I just think Oklahoma is just god-awful compared to where they were ranked last week.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And then we round out the night with a – oh, wait, it's not a night game. Sorry. Where's that one at on my list? Oh, it is a night game. LSU – Arkansas is the final game.
Yes,
I feel like this game is kind of going under the radar, probably because Arkansas is 4-2 and unranked. They have now, when you look at it, a bad loss against Oklahoma State. At the time, it didn't look as bad. Now it's probably a little worse than it was at the time. LSU, on the other hand, coming off of a big comeback win against the Ole Miss Rebels. So we will see what we got for our picks. Chase, who you got rolling for all these games? Let's start with Nebraska and Indiana. Sorry about that.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I really love Indiana's coach, Signetti from James Madison. Dude, I don't know, man. This guy's just electric, dude. I feel like he's such a great coach, man. Me personally, I'm gonna roll with Indiana, man. I think they're gonna keep it going. I don't know. I think Nebraska's really a solid team, but I don't know, dude. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm biased and I just really like Indiana's coach a lot, but I really have no, I'm not going to break down the game or anything. I like Indiana here. I'm going to keep it simple, Brock. So that's what I like.
Real quick. So on the graphic that we posted on social media, I had you beating Oregon and I had you picking Oregon over Ohio State. Do you want to keep that or do you want to?
No, I had Ohio State winning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went 3-2 last week. I'm not gonna lie, I went 5-0 again.
Brock is on a heater, an absolute heater. I would tail Brock if I were you.
I'm not sure what's going on because remember the first year that we were doing this? I think I would go 1-4, 2-3.
You've matured, big guy.
Yeah, I guess I know ball.
Yeah, you do.
So because of that, I feel like you guys should be jumping on the Nebraska train. I think this is a time for Nebraska to get the big win that they need to get back into the top 25. Obviously, Indiana is a really good football team. Any team that is 6-0 at this point in the year, doesn't matter which conference, which level of any level style of football. If you're undefeated at this point, you're doing something right. This is their first test, though, that I feel like they're going up against a really good opponent. Obviously, they went up against UCLA, but UCLA is 1-5. When you look at brands, you'd be like, oh, they beat UCLA, but 1-5.
Yeah.
They have wins against UCLA, Charlotte, Northwestern, Western Illinois, FIU, and Maryland. And I think Maryland might be the one with the best record out of all those teams. Maryland is 3-3. So because of that, I'm going to go Nebraska because I feel like Nebraska has played in bigger games this year and has been able to be battle tested. And they had that one game where they tripped up, which is the slap in the face that I feel like they needed. And this is a big momentum game for Nebraska heading into a big game at Ohio State the next week. So if they can get a win here, assume Nebraska will be in the top 25 and Ohio State will be in the top 10, and that will be a big game for college football. So give me Nebraska, give me Raiola to go off against Indiana.
All right, I like it, Brock. Okay.
Bama, Tennessee.
Bama, Tennessee. I was just gonna ask. Okay, dude. Yeah, this kind of pains me to say, man. I cannot believe I'm going with Alabama here. What the heck, Chase? I don't know. This game, dude. Both these teams are kind of struggling, to be honest. They're both kind of on the struggle bus. I don't know, dude. I just feel like Tennessee's good, man. But like, I don't know. I just feel like Alabama gets it together this week. I know it's going to be a tough environment on the road. But I really think, like you mentioned, Brock, I think they're still going to have it in their head of what happened a couple years ago. Last time they were at Neyland, and I don't know. I think Alabama just gets it done here. I think they finally figure it out. It's going to be a great game as always, but I'm sadly going Bama here. I'm sorry, Tennessee.
Hey, sometimes you got to go against your boys. It's not always easy.
Yeah, it's not.
Alabama, I think, only gives up 129 yards per game on the ground, which, I mean, isn't amazing, but it's not bad either. I feel like they're going to be – if you can stop Dylan Sampson for Tennessee, you're going to be able to come out with a big victory.
Yes.
Man, he's got 15 touchdowns already on the year.
That's crazy. Ooh. Yeah, that is nuts.
I went against Tennessee last time that these two teams played in Knoxville, and I think I'm going to again because I do think Alabama is going to get a get-right game against a top-ranked opponent, and this is the opportunity. And unfortunately, Tennessee is the one that's in the crosshairs of this battle. So give me Alabama to win. Give me Jalen Milroe to have a good game, maybe improve that touchdown to interception ratio, which is not bad. He has 4 interceptions on the year, but like maybe he doesn't throw any this game and gets like a couple tutties. So give me Alabama to win this one by like 3 or 4.
3 or 4. Yep. I think that line's probably about right there. Sitting at -3, but yeah, I'm with you, Brock. Well, next, Michigan, Illinois.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the home team here. The underdogs fighting Illini. I feel like I've actually got to watch these teams play a good amount this year. I don't know, dude. I'm still not sold on Michigan, Brock. I'm really not.
I get it.
I'm not sold on. I think they're a solid team, of course, but like, I don't know. I'm really surprised they're like 3.5-point favorites here. I personally, honestly feel like Illinois is the better team. I know Illinois kind of struggled, about lost actually this past week. I think it was just kind of a look ahead spot, to be honest. Playing Purdue, I think they're really going to be locked in this week against Michigan. That's going to be a great game on CBS there. I personally think Illinois is the better team. So I am more than happy to take the points too at home. So I will be taking the Fighting Illini.
So going again on the defensive side of the ball, because I feel like the best defense is going to win this one. Michigan only gives up 76 yards on the ground.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that stat blew my mind. By the way, Kansas State's only given up 71.
Really?
Blows my mind. Yeah.
I did not know that. Wow. Thank you, bro.
So I'm going to go Michigan here. I think the defense on Michigan is going to be able to stop them because, of course, I feel like Illinois has to be able to establish the run to be able to pass because by no means is Illinois this amazing passing team.
Yeah.
Credit to Altmaier for only having 1 interception, though, this far. in the season. He's not playing terrible. I just don't think that they're like a air raid team where they can throw it 50 times, if that makes sense. So you got to be able to establish the run, and I don't think Michigan's going to allow that. So that's going to cause some issues in the passing game. So give me Michigan to win this one.
Yeah. All righty, Brock.
Georgia, Texas.
Yeah. I'm going Texas here. I know Brock made an argument. I honestly feel Texas is the best team in the country at this point. Georgia's solid. I don't know. They kind of been playing a little weird recently. Maybe they'll get it figured out, but all I'm going to say is I feel like Texas is the best team in the country, so I'm going to roll with them at home.
Texas, because it's at home. That's all I got to say.
All I'll say.
LSU, Arkansas.
Dude, okay. Funny story. My boy Tom's literally going to be at this game. So
that's nice.
Literally, yeah, incredible, dude. So I'm going to go just because my boy Maher is going to be at the game. I want him to have a good experience, man. So I'm going to go the Hogs here at home. I want him to see an upset. Or what is it? Saturday night, dude. What time's this game, Brock? 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, man. Under the lights. SEC showdown. I'm gonna go with the Hogs here. I know it's kind of hard to have two big signature wins at home. I know they beat Tennessee. This pick's for my boy Tom out there. I want him to have a good night, so I'm going the Hogs.
This is strictly just because of memes. Get your mashed potatoes ready.
Get your mashed potatoes ready. That's right, Brock. If you know, you know. All right, we're all both on the Hogs. Nice.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We got dog of the week or?
Oh yeah, do you got a dog of the week? I do not.
I have a nasty dog of the week. That makes no sense if you want it.
Go ahead.
I've not been good at these, but Baylor plus 6.5. What is this nasty work, man? They're literally at Texas Tech, 3-0 in conference with Texas Tech's rolling. Baylor is like the worst football team I've ever seen. Just kidding. They hung in their first quarter against us, but like, why is this line 6.5, Brock?
Yeah,
I see a rat in the room. This is disgusting work. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll come back here next week and see if I'm a genius or not. But that's gonna be my dog of the week. So
random dog of the week that I'm just gonna pick out of random. Michigan State plus 5.5. Just because it's against Iowa, and Iowa at night in East Lansing, Michigan. There's not going to be a lot of points scored in this game. I think the over under is at 40.5. So yeah, give me Michigan State to lose by 3 or something like that against Iowa.
Lose on a heartbreaker. Yeah. All right. I like that one.
All right. Anything else you want to say before we log off?
I don't think so, sir. I think that was a great pod.
Perfect. I mean, it was a great time. So I know you're not going to be around for the Hardwood Convos podcast.
Yeah.
So
sorry, man. I got a dynasty game to play.
NBA championship prediction finals.
Prediction? Oh God. I haven't even thought. Gosh, put me on the spot, dude. Let's go. Oh my gosh. I'm probably gonna go, dude. I hate saying this. Celtics out of the East, though. Until I'm proven wrong. I hate saying it. The West is so tough. Let's go Celtics. Dude, I want to say Thunder, but I'm not sold on them yet. Let's go. Dude, you're really putting me on the spot. Okay, we're going to go Celtics Lakers because why the heck not, man? Let's have some fun with it. And then Celtics win because I have no trust in the Lakers. So
sign me up.
Sign you up on that.
And LeBron retires, right?
Yeah, and then LeBron retires.
Yes.
I'm prepared.
Oh, that would be
as long as the Dodgers win the World Series, that's okay, man.
Dude, there's a few things in my life that would be sweeter than that.
There you go.
I'm telling you, that would be amazing. So that's it for our episode of the 515 Sports Podcast. Make sure to follow us on all platforms at 515 Podcasts. I think we had an issue on Apple Podcasts, but I think we figured it out. But you should be able to get our podcast wherever you get them, on Apple, Spotify, or SoundCloud, or you can watch our live streams on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. All of our other graphics that we sometimes post on these shows are posted on our social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, etc. at 515 Podcast. So for Chase Winterbore, I'm Brock Bierman. We're going to sign off here for the week. Enjoy the college football games this weekend. College basketball season right around the corner, man.